Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan, coming to you Friday, the night we get together every Friday, this time, and discuss and talk about and ponder all things vegan. So welcome, Calcnet and Johnny Bravo and Metalhead with his new name, and Uncle, what's up? You guys are our first four tonight to join us on the live stream. Hopefully we'll have more than, hey, Luciano, you were here too. You were on us, telling us about how your food's just about done. So cool. I'm glad whatever you're doing tonight, guys, you're here and we are chilling. I don't know how many of you attended our music video premiere. I was getting set up for this. I got kind of started a little late today. But anyway, yeah, maybe I'll play some of our new song that dropped last night, or today, basically, right at the stroke of midnight. Yeah, a new song called Drift Begins. So yeah, tonight we are doing Ask Me Anything. Ask a vegan anything. So pretty much anything, as long as it's relevant, related to veganism, rather than asking me like how fast does an airplane fly. I really don't know. You don't want my opinion because I'd just be guessing and it's not appropriate to our live stream. Anyway, guys, yeah, we talk about any and all things vegan related. Yeah, sure, we talk other things too, but we kind of do that typically later on. Let's see, NVM, it's delayed. Is everything cool? I'm not sure if everything's working right. So let me know if everything's cool with the audio and video. Now, I have some slightly different setups going on today. No, I didn't hear about that, Giovanni. Ultra light cam, sure, you have a question, go for it, yeah. Hopefully it's related to veganism and hopefully I can answer. I'm not like a nutritionist, a dietitian, something like that. I'm not a health professional, so I can't answer like questions like that. But if it's something I have personal experience in, I can give you my experience with it. But yeah, more answering questions about veganism than general. But hopefully we'll see what you ask. Hopefully it's something I can answer. I really don't know how fast an airplane flies, Johnny. Hey, you're in the military. Like, what's the rough ballpark of like the speed of an airplane? I really have no clue. Where'd you go? Late model, where have you been? You got back just in time. I didn't know you were on another out-of-town trip. You lucky person. I was traveling around. I haven't left town for so long. No notification for the live stream? You got it, huh? It's just so random. Ultralight. Cam, how many people I think I've converted so far? Well, I don't know if I like the word conversion because it makes it seem like I'm like in a cult or something like that. I'm not comfortable with thinking about myself as like I'm converting people to a cult or religion or something like that. But I think I know what you're asking, and you're probably asking it from a good place. I just couldn't resist because I'm wearing the cult leader shirt tonight, but I really don't know. I mean, of people I know closely, people, personal friends of mine or relatives, I'm pretty much zero, not a goose egg. I haven't had much luck with that, but, people, for a long time, Mr. Right, it's like pretty much every day, like, hey, help me go vegan. Or maybe not every day, we get one like once a week at least, when we're out in public, people stop us and tell us we help them go vegan. Or people used to come up to us when they meet us at like Veg Fest when we're at those. People tell us that we made them or helped them go vegan. So I really have no clue as to what our reach has been over the years as far as how many people we got to go vegan. I have no percentage how many of them are still vegan. I don't know. I don't keep track of this stuff. That's a good question. Anyway, airplanes go around 800 miles an hour. Well, that's why you get so much faster on an airplane. If it's going 800 miles an hour and in your car you're going maybe 70-ish miles an hour, yeah, it's like a factor of 10 faster. So yeah, cool. So now we learned that tonight on this live stream. We're done. Thanks for joining, and we learned how fast airplanes went. I'll see you guys. No, let's see. Welcome. Who else is joining us late here? Hey, Heidi and Nikki and let's see. Did I answer your question there? Hopefully I got it for you. Okay, all right, late model. You were in the Hood River / Columbia River Gorge for the week. Clear weather window, so you bolted. Oh, cool. What were you doing there? What's there to do in the Hood River / Columbia River Gorge? I don't even know much about that. That's north towards the border with Washington State, I think. Is that right? And what goes on there? What were you doing there? Just like taking in the beauty of it, or like just let me know. I have no clue what goes on. I've never really been to that part of the state. Let's see. Johnny has no idea at all. I know fighter jets fly, wow, 1,400 to nearly 2,000 miles per hour. So that's even crazier than us driving 70 miles an hour. Wow, okay, that's pretty fast. Okay, Luciano, why don't vegan bodybuilders just substitute protein powder for nooch? You put 40 grams of protein worth of it on your tofu on your morning superfluous. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of nooch. Like how many say tablespoons of nooch do you need to have 40 grams of protein? I don't know. Just tell me what that is. That like an unreasonable amount? Maybe that's why vegan bodybuilders don't just use nooch. I don't know. Hey, Fallon, and grateful for our channel. Thank you. You think it's a lot of people that I got interested in veganism? Okay, so I was right on your area that you visited there, late model. Yes, the Oregon-Washington border river. Yeah, I know there's like a lot of the border between the two states is the Columbia River, correct? You were hiking, exploring, hot tubbing, eating, checking out a vintage airplane and car museum. Good times. Well, just like sounds like just random good times and fun. Awesome. Cool. I've been starting to venture out more now, post bladder infection or UTI, whatever it was thing. Yeah, this is the first week I've been going out and doing things. Angie and I did our first trip back to like the Disneyland parks this week. Just went for a short trip. And usually we go to Disney California Adventure. This week we went actually into Disneyland, which we haven't really even been into much all this year. Basically because I was looking up the most bladder-friendly foods that the park had. I didn't look it up that way. I just knew what kinds of foods are kind of bladder-triggering or irritants. And there's one's at Cafe Daisy in Toontown, a place I usually don't go too often, but we go there only to just get this Daisy's wrap. It's some kind of vegan wrap. It's got like, I think, quinoa and other veggies in it. Pretty safe food for me to eat. So we went there and had that, but damn, Disneyland is so crowded. Now I see why we don't go there all often. And it's the holidays too, so a lot of people seem to be free and stuff. A lot of kids missing school and people missing work. No, Uncle, I haven't been playing basketball yet. I was considering going to the gym today and just like doing like close shooting, like several feet from the basket, and then eventually work my way to the free throw line. No jump shots. Try not to even get on my tippy toes. But I opted to rest out one more week because I told you that that dumb antibiotic I was on makes a person that took it, like me, at higher risk for tendon injuries, particularly like major ones, like your Achilles and stuff like that. The risk is highest in the first week or so. So I figured, okay, I quit antibiotics last week on Tuesday. So I'm past the first week. I'm not going to chance it. I'll wait a few more days. I'll go back next week and do it. But yeah, Disneyland was a big deal. I didn't look yet to see how many miles we walked, but it was a lot of walking. It was a big deal. We walked slower than normal. Made sure I took lots of little rest breaks. Not that I was tired. I just didn't want to get any tendons fatigued, unbeknownst to me. I'm in good health. I play sports. I just want to make sure all the tendons were cool. Sit down so I don't strain them unintentionally and get an injury. So yeah, we did that nice and safely. Ate the food, and I'm okay. Also, something I started this week. I wish I started this last week on Tuesday, but this week on Tuesday, a week after ending antibiotics, I went to like Whole Foods and got me some probiotics, like a 30-day supply, which I learned is going to be really helpful for the next 30 days as my internal microbiome tries to grow, but it's not quite there yet, So I've learned about after 30 days, it's not fully restored or regrown, but functionally it's mostly restored. Functionally restored, not like numerically restored, like in its quantities. But anyway, yeah, for this first 30 days, the probiotics should be helpful in aiding digestion. I didn't realize like some foods are still tough for me to digest. I had some cabbage in a dish a few nights ago, and we totally thought it was like totally fine. Then I come to read, no, cabbage is digested in a weird way. It's not I might get this wrong, so don't hold me to it. I think I remember it's not digested in the normal like small intestine. It goes to the other, something like that. It's just tougher to digest, and that's why it was kind of a little rough on me. So little things like that. So I'm hoping the probiotics, putting on all these billions of microflora, good ones that got probably messed up during the antibiotic treatment. Hopefully they're going to help the digestion better. And it seems like now after 4 days of taking probiotics, it seems like things are settling back in. But I still got to be careful, you know. I got to still eat a relatively low bladder irritant diet. I haven't had tomatoes yet, you know, stuff that are just like on the top of the list to avoid. I'm just kind of working my way back up. No jungle ropes. So I've done some light workouts in the garage, battle ropes, some upper body workouts, light ones. I haven't straight into like lower body ones yet. All the advice online said, no, don't do that yet. You know, don't do squats and stuff like that. Not that I like doing that crap anyway. But anyway, just kind of working my way back in slowly. I've realized, you know, the rest of the year is kind of going to be a slow, steady kind of recovery time. And I don't mind. It's cool. You know, it might be good for my body anyway to just do this because I've had some like lingering stupid injuries that I've needed to heal. Like that sprained foot I got when I first got the Zero shoes. It's getting better, but then I keep re-stepping on that spot of the foot, re-triggering that sprain. So I think it's all healing up right now. And, you know, I had a pulled muscle in my one of my hips from sprinting one time. It was one of those dumb injuries that just seemed to linger. It seems to be going away now. So this is probably good for me to take this once in a while, this once in a year, every year or two, where I get injured, I got to chill out for a bit. I think it's good for the body to finally just fully kind of heal things that, you know, would normally get like re-triggered a bit from doing the sports. So anyway, I'm just going with it and taking it. Let's see, Metalhead, your knee is messed up, so veganism is debunked. Yeah, totally, that's how it works, you know. I heard that only vegans get like bladder infections too. It doesn't happen to non-vegans. I'm just joking. Let's see, Peter, you sent me a story about a guy who was no longer vegan. It's the guy I made a story about before. Okay, we're going to have to check him out again. Okay, wow. But I'm so lucky that I'm vegan and recovering from the bladder problem because like dairy was bad. I think it interacted with one of the antibiotics or both of them and it triggers bladder or something like that. So it's so much easier eating how I eat and you know, and having to modify that, eat like even like more simple foods. But I can't imagine your average standard American or Western person, European, eats meat and dairy and all this stuff and has to like lay off of those and then eat more like I do and eat the simpler version like I'm doing now. It must be hell for them. At least for me, it's just a modification of how I'm eating. It's not a whole radical change. And likewise too, yeah, no alcohol, no caffeine or anything like that. So even though I did have a little bit of chocolate milk the other day in the morning, seemed to go down okay. But anyway, I'm just taking it easy. Oh, Heidi, yeah, that would be horrible for me now. It's the tomato sauce. Yeah, that would be, yeah, that's, if you look it up, it's like, no, that's the most bladder triggering. Oh, here, I have a new water bottle we got at Disney California Adventure right before I got sick. This Baymax can. I grabbed this one today. It's nice and clean, and the water just comes out so effortlessly. You can barely hear me sip this one. Hey AJ, have you been here? Well, thank you. That's one way to make an entrance there, AJ. Thank you for the weekly cult dues. Much appreciated. Your cult leader, who's healing up, does appreciate that so much. And I really wish I could handle tomatoes, Heidi, because and AJ, because Angie and I keep talking, damn, I got to be able to eat tomatoes and have a little bit of wine because that's our whole deal at our local vegan Italian restaurant. It's like a margarita pizza, which is tomatoes and some light Sicilian or Italian wines. It seems like around New Year's-ish is when my body is safe to probably partake in some of that stuff again. So I'm kind of looking forward to that around after Christmas-ish. You know, go to have a nice meal with Angie at our favorite place. I'll really appreciate having a little bit of wine finally and some fine Italian pizza and vegan cuisine. So yeah, it's coming. I mean, I could probably try this stuff now. Just I might have a little setback or something like that. But you know. It's cool. Yeah, I don't need to have pizza right now, even though I'd like to, and I don't need to have any wine or anything like that. I haven't seen the doctor, Heidi, since I got the prescription for the antibiotics. And then she contacted me a few days later to let me know, oh, the first one you're on, even though you might it did make some symptoms get better, I guess, because of its anti-inflammatory. It said, no, you got to take this other one that actually hits the particular bacteria strain, because it took them a few days to get my sample, to get it analyzed, and then let me know. So I haven't had any communication with the doctor really since then. So I haven't been getting any. They gave me no dietary advice. The doctor didn't. The pharmacist didn't. I can't believe. I mean, there's so many things that you have to avoid on some of these antibiotics. They didn't tell me anything. Just like take it with. Yeah, I had Cipro, uncle. Yeah, and Cipro is the one you have to avoid sun exposure. And before the one I had that too, Bactrim, you had to avoid sun exposure. But Cipro, so many things you can't interact with. Like dairy is really bad. It could like just calcium in general can prevent the Cipro from being properly metabolized. I mean, you might have too much in you for too long, which isn't a good thing. It goes way beyond that. I can't believe there's all these dietary interactions that they don't discuss with you. I was asking Angie and how does your average person who's not as up on checking this stuff out deal with it? How do you deal with not having these interactions with the medicines, and how to deal with not re-triggering a kind of raw bladder during and immediately post-infection? It's really weird. Yeah, Cipro is really strong. Yeah, I didn't realize how strong, and that's the one that has the tendon thing. I did read that when I got the paperwork for it. I was reading, I have some tendon things. I thought about, okay, well, I'm not going to be doing anything harsh over the next week or so about my tendons. I didn't fully realize until later when I did more research. No, you got to wait for a month, at least a week up to a month or so, because your tendons are still kind of not doing well somehow. I don't understand. But anyway, yeah, Cipro is pretty strong, and I wish I didn't have to have Cipro, because if I was just on the first antibiotic, I'd be fine. I could go to the gym. Everything's cool. My digestion still would be out of whack a little bit. But yeah, anyway, it's been a learning experience. Today, too, I stopped by the market, my walk, and I should have picked this up ages ago, some coconut water, because of all the awesome electrolyte minerals found in there. So, yeah, I'm just slowly trying to just get everything going good again. So, anyway, let's see, what else you guys talking about here? Heidi, try to see the doctor just for a full check. Yes. During the middle of my bladder infection, when I was feeling really not good, the worst day, I go, oh my God, I got something worse, I'm pass on or something. Anyway, I did call and schedule an appointment for what would be the equivalent of my primary care physician. And it's a weird system I have to go through. Anyway, I'm going in mid-January, and so I made the appointment around a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. So it's a long wait, but I'm gonna let them know. Yeah, I haven't had a checkup for a few years, and I just got over a bladder infection, UTI. Just let them know. They'll see it. It's all the same health group and everything. Just let them know. I'd like to get checked out, see how I'm doing, see how I'm cool. But that's great advice, Heidi. Yeah, I thought about that, and I haven't gone for a bit, and now's as good as time as any. Now's the best time, actually, to make sure I'm good after all that. Do my research, or RFK Jr. tell me what to believe? No, I'm going to believe what I learned to be the facts about the matter. I bet he doesn't know jack crap about Cipro. He's not a doctor. Why should he? Unless he's been taking Cipro for something. But yeah, good advice, Heidi. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for being concerned about me there. Yeah, I'm older now. We got to make sure everything's cool. So I figured by then, bladder should be all good. And if it's not, I could talk to them about it. Let's see. Late model. Yeah, you too. You're getting a physical on, January 6th. Yeah, I'm a week after you there. Right in time for post-holiday gluttony. Well, I don't know what you're going to be eating in this gluttony. Hope you're going to avoid stuff that's high in saturated fat, because I learned it doesn't clear your system all that quickly. So if you have some vegan ice creams or, whatever, things that have a lot of coconut milk or oil, you could have a higher than normal LDL reading. Normal meaning what it would have been if it weren't, your blood weren't drawn right after the a holiday thing. But yeah, I don't remember you saying you eat too much about that stuff. Just letting you guys know, it doesn't clear out the next day or something like that. Hey Carmichael, what's up? Let's see, what's that? Nikki, well, your world and whole food plant princess cooking show had recommended no oil cooking, so you made soup using water to cook the veggies like hot pot and it worked great. Yeah, we pretty much cook with load of pretty much no oil as well, but we're not afraid to use it when it can be helpful. And when we do, we have avocado oil, which is heart healthy, and I don't think it kills people or anything like that. Let's see. Oh wow, you had one of those fancy espresso machines. Nice. I wouldn't even know what to do with that. I just I just drink chocolate milk with some mocha or latte mixed in with it. Well, thanks, Heidi. Yeah, I know it's a long way. Yeah, for sure. If I feel something before then, I won't be able to get in sooner. But fortunately, they have an urgent care facility, which even closer than I'd need to go for the actual appointment in January. So yeah, I mean, I could go there like the urgent care place, 7 days a week, like 12 hours a day. They're open right now, I think. So that's what I figured. If something were to not like feel right or whatever, I have them as an option, and that's why it's urgent care. They'll get me checked out and then immediately like send me to a specialist if something like that arose. I remember how that happened when I sprained my foot a few years back. I went there, then they sent me to like a podiatrist and stuff like that. So that's one way to get immediate treatment. Go to urgent care, and then you're in the system, and they refer you to people for follow-up stuff. So yeah, we'll see if I need to cross that bridge. But I just wanted to have an appointment in the books anyway. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, that is the way. If you start feeling anything else, call them and try to get in sooner, just to make sure nothing making you more susceptible to the bladder infections, which aren't as common in men. Yeah, I know they're not as common in men. I know women get them due to their anatomy. I got one, and I'm pretty damn sure from that stinky, smelly mocha vegan milk stuff that somehow went bad in my fridge, and I was too stupid and drank it. But anyway, yeah, it seems everything's cleared. I don't feel any more weirdness down here, except for some gas, I think. I tell you sometimes, just because I don't have all my microbiome to process all the everything. Like, I tell you, the cabbage was was unusually difficult. But anyway, let's see. AJ, you need to wean off sauteing with oil. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's causing any trouble. I know there's a lot of food factions that are so anti-oil and stuff like that. But try you can try as an experiment sauteing in water too. But I think Angie does do some light sauteing with oil as well. But yeah, I see her sauteing in water with water all the time too. Yeah, speaking of cabbage gas, where is Foo? Huh? This is like right up his alley, huh? Foo is sick. Where'd you hear that Foo is sick? Weirdness down there. Like, I'll just hear some like just something like a gas bubble or some. It'll like make something like it twitches, and it just feels like some gas thing. But I understand, I'm post, having a run of. I took two antibiotics, two broad spectrum antibiotics. They are. So anyway, that's what I've been dealing with lately, guys. I'm just trying to get myself back together after. I had no idea it was gonna be such a big deal. You hear people getting bladder infections all the time, UTIs all the time. I didn't know it was gonna be such a long-term thing. I wouldn't be able to exercise I still haven't gone to the gym, for like 3 weeks or so. I don't think 4 weeks, but yeah. Anyway, Fu said it when the stream was announced. Okay, I guess I didn't read all the comments, the early comments before I got started. So thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah, Fu, if you're watching, feel better, man. Yeah, lay off the Del Taco or Taco Bell there. That's probably, not good. I know you've expressed many times that Taco Bell is not agreeable with your digestion. So, let's see, what else I have missed here. What's that, Uncle? What was about Russell Brand saying that you posted about. Did you watch my video? Just watch it. The one I posted yesterday, where it was 2-for-1 together. Paul Saladino and Russell Brand did a podcast or interview or whatever collaboration where they debunked veganism together. It was priceless. It was like twice as stupid, twice as nonsense. Is that a thing? Twice as much nonsense. Hey, thank you, Michael.
So long
thank
since
you.
I was awake at this time here in the UK. Not much of a donation, but lovely to see you and hope you enjoy it.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. That's a very generous donation. What are you saying? Thank you so much. And yeah, if you're in the UK, I know it's really late. They're like way after midnight. You're up at a time that I haven't seen for months. You know what time it is for you right now out there. So yeah, stay as long or as little as you can. But by all means, yeah, don't lose any sleep because of me. But if you're up tonight, yeah, hang out and be with us. But it's always great to have our United Kingdom and European friends stay up late and hang with us. And I promise I'll do some more live streams in addition to the regular Friday ones here on other days, other times that make it more convenient for people that aren't like on, in the United States. I know this is a very United States friendly time slot here. Oh yeah, check out my video, Uncle. I can't even recap all the insanity. All the horrible appeal to natures, appeal to abs, mental gymnastics. There's a whole lot of just craziness. How Russell Brand was arguing straight face that if you kill something close to you, like a few feet away from you, lives like next door to you, that's better than killing someone or something that lives far away. Like local killing things is totally morally fine. It's just, damn, when that person or thing lives too far, then it's immoral. But one way to get around all that is if you kill something, unalive something with respect. As long as you unalive that thing or person or whatever with respect, then you're cool. It's all about your intentions when you unalive a person or thing that does not want to be unalive. It's the perpetrators, the killer's intentions that matter most. That's what overrides the harm and you're doing to a victim. It's crazy ass stuff. I don't think he really believes that. I think he just likes to say it so he can feel good about animals being killed for him. Now you got that right, late model. It all comes down to respect and abs. That's basically Russell Brand's credo there. It sounds like proximity, respect, and abs. If you got that, you're good. Yeah, I'm glad you liked that video yesterday, Nikki. It was hilarious. I just couldn't believe how many stupid things were coming out of their mouths. Like, did they get together and say, let's trigger the vegans and say the most stupid, most asinine, easily debunked nonsense we've ever said together. Let's give the vegans like a great laugh to show them how stupid we are, because that's what it sure seemed like. Carmichael, I'm not going to give you any dietary advice or anything like that. I recommend a well-planned and balanced vegan diet like these health organizations I show all the time do. I mean, healthy fats that I engage in very often, like today. I had an avocado, and she made me some kind of avocado sushi, very low bladder irritant meal we had there. She put like some plum in hers, which is a little more dried plum, which is a little more dangerous. So anyway, and I didn't have any soy sauce. So yeah, avocado is great. I eat nuts all the time, like walnuts, almonds, cashews, just nuts and seeds, and in general. You love avocado sushi too? Yeah, Angie made me a wonderful set of them today. It was so delicious. That's what we had before the live stream. Half an avocado every day. Yeah, we used to eat more avocado. Not to say we don't eat that many anymore, but yeah, that's a good number to have, about half an avocado a day. And that way, when Pierce Morgan encounters you and gives you shit about avocados, you can tell him to F off, because yours are not flown in from the tropics, probably from California, probably. I think that's the thing. Over where he's at in England, I don't think there's any nearby good like avocado exporting regions. So that's why they always say you're burning down the Mexican rainforest. Like, no, mine come from San Diego County or even closer. Nope, I haven't seen what Mike put out. What Mike the Vegan put out? Hey, Metalhead, what's that? Young man cooking uses avocado oil mainly and he has an awesome channel, and it's a vegan show. Awesome, cool, yeah. That's pretty much the only oil we've had stocked here in our house for the past few years, avocado oil. Oh, Peter. Oh, I didn't hear about that. The vegan activist that was on trial in your country, right? Zoe Rosenberg, sentenced to 90 days in jail. What was the, that sounds horrible, but let's look at it on the bright side. Wasn't she facing a possible sentence of like much longer than that or something like that? Let me know, because that's awful. That's a miscarriage of justice, but gosh, I'm glad she didn't get like something where you hear the word years rather than days. I mean, there should be nothing, but man, it sounds like the judge could have been way more cruel in the sentencing. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, it's an absolute travesty. Did nothing wrong. No one was harmed. No property damaged or destroyed, right? But serving 90 days. I mean, I bet the guy that was in the high-speed chase that hit my car and almost killed me probably didn't get 90 freaking days, right? And that person was a threat. He could took into my life. The cult leader would have not been here anymore, you know? Okay, so 30 days in jail and 60 serving house arrest or whatever they decide. Okay, it was going to be 5 years still, because that would have been awful. I mean, God, that would have been so horrible, so depressing for everyone. Yeah, let's hope she gets her medicine while in jail too. I don't see how they could deprive you of that. That would be like considered cruel and unusual punishment. Wow. Well, I hope she serves no days whatsoever, but hopefully they can work it out that she serves the majority of time serving house arrest, because she's not a threat or danger to society. She's not going to run or anything like that. And the cost of housing her in a jail cell for 90 days seems like an unreasonable, just a shitty use of your taxpayer funds there in Canada. Just put her in the most minimal time, if at all, and then let her serve her time at home. Way less cost to taxpayers. And the punishments need to be proportional to the crime to be just. And I don't think what she did deserves 0 days of jail. But yeah, 30 is like more than over punishment. 90 would be too much. Oh, she's in California. Shit, I got it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm getting my stories mixed up now. My stories of vegan activists who have been facing legal problems due to their activism. Okay, she's in my state. So it'd be a travesty for California taxpayers to put a pretty much innocent and sick vegan activist in jail for 90 days. Yeah, when she could serve the majority, if not all that, at home and save money so we can like fund things that we need, like, people's, welfare here, like helping us, like police and fixing the roads and funding our schools and stuff like that. That Giovanni, at least she technically gets 30 days in jail, so prosecutors technically lost. Huh. Mixed up stories. Veganism debunked. Cult leader completely confused. Veganism debunked. Totally. Oh, Peter. Send me that link in Instagram. You said there's a place where you can send a nice, polite message to my governor. Yeah, please do that. I will write my esteemed governor and let him know, as a fellow vegan and vegan activist, how her sentence doesn't need to be that harsh. Just give her house arrest. Save the taxpayer money of 90 days of feeding and housing her and guarding her when just, she's not a threat, not a danger. Wow, AJ, it's that cold? You have to run your faucets overnight so the pipes don't freeze? Wow, I've never heard of weather like that. Holy moly. Wow. So you guys are getting some kind of like big cold spell on the East Coast? Is that what I'm detecting? Is that what you're saying as well, Heidi? It's pretty cold in your guys' quadrant there, because yeah, it's finally gotten kind of cold here, which for me means in Southern California, I look at the weather forecast and I see, oh, it's going to drop into the upper or mid 40s tonight. That's cold because yeah, usually it's in the 50s or something like that. So wow, 20 degrees in Rhode Island, 1 degree there this morning, so it's like 30 degrees below freezing. Holy moly, that's cold. Jeez, yeah, that'll freeze your pipes bad there. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy you have to run up your water bill for that, but I guess it's even more expensive bill having all your plumbing get destroyed. Wow, there's a town in Russia where you can store your food outside year round instead of having a freezer because it's so cold. Holy moly. It's 13 degrees right now. I have never experienced 13 degrees in my life. I think when I was in Chicago in the winter a few times, or maybe I just went one time in the winter. I think the coldest I experienced was maybe about maybe 20, maybe it got into the upper teens or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Or 30, I don't know, something like that, but never something like, yeah, close to zero. To me, that makes no sense. Like you're saying a number that I can't comprehend as far as that number having a meaning with relation to temperature and how your body feels and what consequences are happening around you, like freezing pipes and stuff like that. Wow. Okay, how about you up there in cold Bend, Colorado? You get single digits sometimes a couple of days, sub-zero. Otherwise, 10 to 35 degrees. You're cool with that? Wow, 35 sounds hot when you put it in that kind of range there. Sounds like a warm, balmy day there. Okay, Peter, please everyone go to this website to send a message to Gavin News and tell him to release Zoe. Can you paste the link since you are... Yeah, you should be able to paste it. Oh, you did paste it up there. freezoe.org. Okay, awesome. I should remember that. You don't have to send it to my Instagram, freezoe.org. I'll look for that and send a message to Governor Newsom. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, if you live in the Midwest, like Ohio, yeah, you've experienced negative temperatures. That's where it gets cold, away from all oceans in the middle of the continent. If I want to experience cold temps, you can go to Mammoth. Yeah, we have the mountains and the high Sierras and all that stuff too. Yeah. No, I don't want to experience cold temps. And, it's not like there's giant civilizations up there, smaller mountain towns and stuff like that, But where you guys are talking about, Ohio and all that, the Midwest and East Coast, Boston and all that, these are major population centers, millions of people and stuff like that have to experience these horribly cold temperatures during these cold snaps in the wintertime. No, Peter, I'm not saying I want the cold. I just haven't experienced that, and I'm happy. If I can live the rest of my life somewhere like here in California or something like that, or over like the Mediterranean in Europe or something like that, where I never experience freezing and don't have too many days of really cold weather like that, I'm totally fine with that. Likewise, I don't like super hot weather either. I'm a Mediterranean climate kind of guy. I grew up in a Mediterranean climate. That's what I'm used to. That's what I feel comfortable in. I understand it, and I'll probably live always somewhere that's somewhat Mediterranean climate-ish. I mean, tropics are fine, but I'm not used to all that humidity and everything, and it's different. It's cool. Living up in the mountains, it's nice, crisp, cool air and all that stuff. I like it, but I feel most at home in a Mediterranean kind of climate. What's that, Carmichael? I haven't lived until I've experienced negative degrees. Come on, I guess I'm never going to truly live then, because I don't ever plan to be anywhere where I'll experience negative degrees. I had my chance when I went to Chicago for many years ago during like Christmas, New Year's, that time of this year where it could get that cold, but thank heavens it didn't get that cold for me. Yeah, I'm kind of in a blue zone kind of zone. I'm not too far away from the Loma Linda blue zone here in Southern California. So anyway, 70s is your sweet spot. Yeah, I kind of like that. 70s like a good temperature. Like, when the sun's out and it's not windy, 70 degrees is warm. If you're out running, you'll be sweating. Playing tennis, you'll be sweating. It's a night, and if you're not moving quickly like that, it's a great temperature just to move around, to walk or ride a bike at a reasonable pace. 70 is a perfect temperature, and that's the kind of climate I want to live in, where 70s are common. That's kind of like where I live right now, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of a common temperature. Let me just like randomly look. What's the high going to be tomorrow? Not to make any of you jealous on the East Coast. I'm not doing this to make you jealous. I'm just trying to know so I'll know what's going on. All right, so tomorrow. Oh, today's high 69 degrees, 70 degrees, like I just talked about. Tomorrow's high 68. Sunday 70. Ooh, then we get a warm spell. Holy God, guys, check this out. Holy God, is that redundant there? I'm sorry. Anyway, Monday 76. Tuesday 79. Wednesday 76. We're gonna have like a little heat wave next week. 73 on Thursday. 73 on Friday. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to rob it. I'm just telling you the facts. Don't hate the messenger or anything like that. I was looking for my own education. But yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm used to, guys. I'm used to 70-degree temperatures in December. Not every day, some days, won't crack into the 60s. And I know you guys are laughing at me. Hey, I live by the coast in Southern California in a Mediterranean climate. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of used to that. To experience negative degrees or 13 degrees like AJ right now, I can't comprehend that. I just never experienced it, and it just sounds so foreign to me. I know it's a reality to a lot of you guys, and I totally get that. I'm just saying, for me, from my perspective, it's not a reality at all. I just can't imagine that. Carl, I'm making you want to move back to LA. It's not always like that. It really isn't. I mean, some Decembers, it's rainy, it's cloudy all the time, but it looks like next week it's just going to be a beautiful week, which is great because when I've had this bladder infection thing, not to get back to that, it was really horrible weather. That's when we got these 2 back-to-back rainstorms. It gave us like 1/3 of our season rain in like 4 days or something like that. Then after that, it was cold and windy, and I'm sitting there sick, and this is horrible. So that's cool. I'm feeling better. Weather's going to be better next week, so it'll be a good week to get out and walk around in the sun and get some blood flowing and sun exposure, which I can now. The Cipro's gone. I don't have to worry about being photosensitive to sunlight like I have been having to be concerned about. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to go in a freezer, Luciano. That sounds horrible. What if you get locked in? Yeah, Allison, because of California, we have the California soy latte. That's what we do out here. Everyone in California gets issued a soy latte. As soon as you become an official California citizen, you get issued your soy latte and your soy latte card. Let's see, Vixie Pixie, you're just outside of Toronto, and you wouldn't mind if you never saw snow again? Wow. I get it, Carmichael. That contrast is cool. When it's freezing cold, I know what it's like for people that live in areas like you where you really get cold, snowy winters. When the spring comes, it just seems like a gift from the heavens, right? It's like, it's even more magical. For us, it's spring now. And our springs typically aren't as magical often. I mean, we get wildflowers if there's been a lot of rain, which isn't every year. And then it gets really cloudy really quickly. We have what's known as the May gray, especially along the coast here. It's just socked in, and then the June gloom, it's still socked in, overcast. Maybe the sun will come out in the mid-afternoon or something like that. It even carries into July gloom, like the first week or so of July can be kind of gloomy. So yeah, our springs are kind of weird. It's not the best season here, I think. I usually like autumn or falls, like September, October's. All the vacationers, or most people on vacation, are back in school and working like that. The tourists are minimal, and the weather's amazing. It's not super hot usually. Well, you can have gnarly heat waves then too. But anyway, typically it's a little cooler in October than say August and September. Yeah, I like autumn the best. Soy latte on ice to stay cool. Yeah, get the California soy latte on ice. Of course, you got to have a latte on ice. It's got to be really cold for me to not get a iced latte. Iced latte? I just invented a new drink. Veganism debunk. A iced latte. Sounds horrible, huh? There's some food stuck in my tooth there. Veganism debunked. Yeah, what is everyone's favorite season? Nikki Tofu, I told you mine. That transition from summer into autumn, that's my favorite time. Fall, but summer is fun, Heidi. Autumn's your fave too. Autumn, see, How come a lot of people like autumn, huh? Uncle likes late spring and early summer. Camping is best here. I think camping's better in the autumn because the tourists are all gone. You don't have the May gray, the June gloom, the weather. That stuff's gone by October. You rarely get socked in Octobers. In fact, I heard in like San Francisco, where it's known as the foggiest, it's fogged in all summer. That's when the fog is as thickest in the city. Heard like Octobers are usually kind of the clearest time because you don't get that dynamic of fog is strong there. So anyway, tourists are never gone to Bend. You don't mind that? Why is Bend, Oregon, such a tourist destination, late model? I just can't. I'm not saying I doubt what you're saying. I just can't believe like why so many people say I'm going on vacation. I'm gonna look on the map. Bend, Oregon. That is the place I want to go on. How and year round? Like how come? What's the deal? What is going on in Bend that's pulling in so many tourists? It sounds like you got to work to get there. It's not really close to like Eugene, Oregon, or Portland or anything like that. What makes people go out of their way to go to this inland town? I'm just bagging. I'm just going. It's far. You have to really want to be there. You just don't actually end up in Bend. If you normally go along more in the central part of the coastal, closer to like those towns I just mentioned in that valley. How do people end up in Bend? I mean, what are they looking for their tourism? Not for living like you, like a local, but what are they going to do there? I'm just curious. I'm not like bagging on it anyway. I just don't know. I've never thought, hey, I'm going to go to Bend. I want to know what people are thinking. And is it like local tourists, like people from like, maybe the surrounding 50 or 100 so miles? Me, I'm so far away, I would never think of going to Bend because, it's a big deal. If I'm going to go that far, I might as well just go to Portland or something like that. Okay, Bend is a tourist destination because it's gorgeous, and I don't doubt that one bit, and is at the base of the Cascade Mountains. Okay, that says a lot too. It's an outdoor paradise, adrenaline junkie haven, and yes, we're isolated. So people want that. It's like an outpost, if you will, to like the Cascades, like it's and other nature exploration out there. It's like your last decent chunk of civilization. You can make that your home base as you do your adventuring out there. Is that it? Oh, I've heard about New England in the fall, Carmichael. Yeah, how you guys? Sorry, let me fix this guitar here. 1 second. I'm leaning into my mic too. Yeah, how you guys truly get fall, all the orange leaves and stuff like that. We get that. We have certain species of tree that create sort of a New England-ish type experience in the autumn here. I used to have one of those trees right in my front yard. Fortunately, it got sick and the city cut it down because I was getting sick of cleaning up all the leaves all the time. Okay, I was right, late model, huh? It's like San Francisco in the summer. It's notoriously even like colder than normal. It's just foggier, like socked in. That's like our May gray June gloom out here, but even worse. But yeah, October clears out, nice time. So you're saying you could fly to Bend? Yeah, I've seen flights, I thought, and it's a huge mountain sports galore. That's it. The gateway to the Cascades, right? So I get it. Yeah, people want to go explore, have fun in the mountains. Bend is right there. So that's why they come through Bend. Yeah, I've never had a need or desire to go to the Cascades. If I did, being in California, I would go to a California mountain range, like the San Bernardino Mountains, or if I wanted to travel further, like, where Mammoth is in the Sierras or something like that. So yeah, Bend is like way more commitment as far as a trip. So that's why I was wondering what people see. I don't know your area. I don't know where all the spots are, where you go to do whatever. I got it wired down here. And on a river as well. So you have more of that water fun, mountain fun, river fun. It sounds like a great nature's paradise. That's cool. If you don't mind sharing, how did your family end up there? Because I know you said they're from Marin County. What drew them to Bend? Just like a nice, beautiful place to retire at, or you don't have to share that. Keep it as private as you want. I'm just kind of curious, being from California. What got the family into Bend? I'm sorry, I feel this dumb piece of food stuck in my back tooth. Heidi, I know you guys have a beautiful fall. Ours is beautiful in a different way. It's just like a different, chiller, slightly more mellow version of summer. That's what our falls are like. Not like your guys' falls where all the beautiful leaves. But I tell you, we have some parts where that happens at. Oh, okay. Your family had a ranch 2 hours east of Bend since the 60s. So you grew up spending summers there. Parents have been in Bend for 30 years. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, east of Bend. So we're talking even more inland, huh? Wow, because Bend's, as far as the Oregon cities and towns go, it's pretty inland. So you're talking even more inland than that. Wow, it must be quite rural and rustic out there, right? If it's like 2 hours away from Bend, even. Wow, I'm jealous. That sounds cool. Cowboy country to the total hick. That sounds like a fun fantasy, a fun escape. You guys still have that farm? You said you've had a ranch since the 60s, so you guys still have the ranch? Wow. Yeah, hopefully it's still in the family. It sounds like, something not to give up if you can keep it going. Let's see, Metalhead, you said your hometown, the time to visit is now with a Dickens Victorian village in downtown. It features mannequins in Victorian era costumes. That sounds totally awesome. Really? I've never heard of something like that. It sounds so rad. You sold the ranch. Your family sold the ranch in '08. Well, at least you got to experience all those memories there since childhood, going there every summer. That sounds totally amazing. Wow. You're lucky. That's really cool. See, my idea of getting away was going to where you lived at, going to to staying in Marin County in the 90s. That was my idea. Wow, it's amazing here. I just want to live here the rest of my life, So you got to leave there and go somewhere even more cool and natural. It's all relative, but that's cool. I'm glad you had all those times. Too bad you guys don't have that, but it sounds like, it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up, I'm sure. A lot of expense, and sounds like it's a really, 2 hours from Bend to get to. It's not like, I'll just pop by the farm. What kind of food do I have in my tooth? Probably rice, because I tell you, Angie made me some avocado sushi earlier before the live stream, so feels like a little bit of rice. I tell you, I have kind of big gaps between my teeth, not gum gaps in the bone, but just between the teeth, the spacing between the teeth. I have some pretty big gaps, and it's just like a catch-all for food. That's why I have to floss religiously, use dental floss. I have a water pick. All sorts of stuff just to blast stuff out of there, because if I don't, I'll have more plaque than a normal person might. Well, I'm glad you let me know, late model. Marin now is not like how it was in the 90s. So yeah, I'm not looking at moving up there. Even if I really wanted to, you know what it's like. A late model has sent me a few listings she's seen on like Zillow or something like that for some cute little places in some of the towns we like up there where she's from, and it's little, and it's like maybe like 12, like 1.2 billion or something like that. See, this is like a bargain. It's like, whoa, so it's pretty crazy up there as far as affordability. I mean, California is crazy as far as that goes in general, but yeah, Marin probably one of the worst as far as that goes, as far as like median house prices and stuff. Uncle, I bet you spent a great time at the beach when you grew up, because yeah, you grew up really close to the beach, right? I'm fortunate, even though I grew up kind of landlocked. I had a lot of family trips with friends. As soon as I could drive myself. I have a lot of beach memories. I became a surfer eventually. Yeah, 1.6 million for a basic like a 2-bedroom but 900-ish square foot home. 1.6 million dollars, guys. I mean, it's a nice house in a nice area, but it's a lot of freaking money. It's pretty insane. Yeah, we didn't have e-bikes when you were little. And I heard where you're at, Uncle, it's a slightly more affluent beach town than here where I live at, which means that in your area, I heard the e-bikes are totally out of control. All the kids get their e-bikes because their parents could totally afford them. And I heard it's insane. They travel in packs. No regard for the law or the safety of themselves or others is a real problem in your area. Have you experienced that? Because I've been reading stories about that, seeing it on the news. I'm just kind of curious what your experience is with the just packs of teen boys. What I see, crazy teen boys on e-bikes. You guys have that in your area too? Like packs of kids just running wild with their e-bikes, like just terrorizing people and businesses and taking the streets up and stuff. Oh, thanks, Gladys Soy. I'll try to keep up the good work if you're letting me know that. Yeah, I've seen that on the news, Uncle. Totally. Yeah. And I've read about it on Reddit a few times too. Peter, Paul Saladino says you need to eat his meat diet and not be a vegan in order to get creatine, yet he sells his own creatine, right? Like, then just be vegan and take Paul Saladino's creatine pills. You know, you don't need to eat meat then. Just take his pills if you have to take his pills anyway. Such a grift. Okay, very few e-bikes in your town. You're lucky, metalhead. Oh, cool. You know what I'm talking about, late model. Yeah, the e-bikes. One of your middle schools banned them. Wow, it's such a problem that the middle school banned them? Dang. And to contrast, like Marin County, $1.6 million for a small house. So, metalhead, someone bought a house where you live for $15,000 recently. 4-bedroom house as well for $15,000. Shani Heina, you might get an e-bike soon. Why is that? Oh, to get from work. Well, be safe, because that's the thing that's kind of scary about e-bikes is that you're going faster than you probably would if you're on a pedaling bike. And a lot of people that are traveling at these fast speeds on a bike, usually, not always, but usually don't have the same kind of bike handling skills that a proper cyclist would have that travel at such rates, because they build up their strength and endurance, and a lot of experience goes into getting to that point. You have a lot of bike handling skills. I just heard that like, kids don't know what they're doing. They get on an e-bike, they start going 30 miles an hour and they fall. They might not be wearing helmets because hey, I'm on an e-bike, I'm just putting around. So yeah, be really, really careful. If you fall at 30 miles an hour, it's bad. It doesn't matter if you're on an e-bike or pedaling on a bike down a hill. 30 mile an hour fall is bad. And you got to watch out for cars who aren't looking or don't care about your safety. That's what scares me about riding bikes right now. You ride an e-bike, Peter? How's that working out for you? Nice. Angela, thanks for sharing what vegan creatine sources are made from. Awesome. Good. You get off work so late that there's no other transportation you can take. Not good, but good. Hopefully you get off so late that there's not much other traffic out there. But yeah, be super careful. Be cognizant of people around you who are not looking or caring about you. Because, if you get in a fight with a car or truck versus an e-bike or a pedaling bike or pedestrian, it's a tough fight to win. That's cool, Peter. You have amazing bike lanes in Victoria. Yeah, we have bike lanes here too. The thing is, I see a lot of people don't care about them. We have so much hardware installed in our city to produce bike lanes and bike boulevards. People crash into them all the time. It's insane. Like we have a bike boulevard near here. In the intersections, it's like a roundabout thing, and at each direction of the intersection, there's like a reflective sign there to warn cars, hey, there's something in the middle of the street here. Well, they're all knocked off or bent or twisted or just because cars hit them all the time. Just I go, wow, how can you not see when you're driving? Day or night, there's this giant thing in the middle of the intersection. And the intersection's at a stop sign too. There's no reason to hit it. You should be stopping anyway. It's just crazy how people don't look at the road when they're driving. Oh, I didn't know you had a late model. You have an e-bike, but you don't ride it much. You walk everywhere. Yeah, there's something to be said for walking, getting that full body exercise. Not full body, but it's fully using your body. That's what I mean to say. Fully using your body, exercising. Because e-biking, it is transportation, right? I mean, it's a small amount of exercise, I guess, but nothing like riding a real, a pedaling cycle bike or walking. Yeah, I love walking too. I walk all around. That's what I've been doing a lot of lately. Oh no, just in the neighborhood here, Uncle. They installed bike boulevards throughout some of the neighborhoods here in our town, our city. And part of the one of the tools they have to try to slow traffic down or divert traffic is some of the local neighborhood intersections. They put roundabouts in the middle, not the big traffic circle. No, we're talking roundabouts that are designed to let traffic flow one direction for the bike people and make cars stop, and it doesn't work. People just shoot the stop sign. They honk at each other all the time because one direction doesn't understand that they have to stop, the other direction doesn't have to. It's crazy. I wish actually, I was so pro install the bike boulevard roundabouts, like, when they were talking about it 5-10 years ago. I was all for it 100%. Now I wish they weren't there. I didn't know drivers, at least here in my city, are so stupid. We don't deserve it. We don't understand here collectively how to stop at a stop sign that has a roundabout. It doesn't work here. It probably works in other places like Europe or something like that where they're smarter than people here, but I had no idea that people are that dumb here. Really. I say that seriously. Oh, wow, I didn't hear about that, Davids. Wow, the Trump administration has approved the use of forever chemicals and pesticides that will be sprayed into conventional broccoli, potatoes, lettuce, and maybe more. Oh, that's nice to know. Wow. Okay, all right, gotta up my organic game once again. Damn. Okay, well, thanks for sharing that. Late model, that's good to know. I'm glad the people of Bend, Oregon seem to have higher intelligence than the people of Long Beach. And I say that seriously because people have been shown here that they do not understand how to use simple neighborhood roundabouts that have stop signs at them as well. It just doesn't work here. Just when people see that, their brain just melts and they don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, Luciani. I don't think anyone who rides an e-bike is saying, "Oh, I'm doing this for cardio." No, they're doing it just to get around. No, late mod. I think the roundabouts now have been out here maybe like since for 7 years, I think, and it's not getting any better. It's the same or getting worse. I've given up hope. I was really optimistic in the lead up to them when they were actually installing them. I was super excited for the first year or so. I was going, this is awesome, and then now it's like, nah. It's not working out how they had planned. They have to like send a crew, it seems like, every month or two to like fix them from all the people that have hit the signs, the reflector signs that are there to protect them. They get bent and fall off and they're not protecting, so more people hit them. It just doesn't work out. We're too stupid here to have roundabouts, which so it was a shock. I never it occurred to me that could be the case. You hate roundabouts, AJ? I don't like big traffic circles. Like Uncle pointed out this one in Long Beach, the Los Coyotes Diagonal traffic circle. It's big, it's crazy, it's kind of chaotic, but it seems to kind of work. But nonetheless, I don't really enjoy going through it. But we have little roundabouts here in the neighborhood just to slow traffic down at the intersection so people aren't flying through, so bikes can safely cross through. That was the goal. They're pretty easy if everyone understands it, but people don't, like I said. So I'm no longer a fan. At least the signs aren't shot up. Well, the signs are knocked off. If you're talking about the reflector signs. Let's see, Travis, your e-bike goes 28 miles an hour only when pedaling, and the torque sensor replicates the amount of power you put in. 20 is pretty fast. I don't think I've ever gone 28 miles on a pedaled bicycle, like going downhill. That's just way too fast for me. I tell you, I love cycling when I was into it. I love racing up a hill, going fast up a hill or something like that. But on the way down, I ride down like a granny, no offense to granny. I just go down super slow and safe. I don't like going fast. The people I blew past on the way up, they just sail right past me on the way down. They have no trouble, fears going like 40 miles an hour down a hill with cars. I don't like that. I'll just go down real slow, work my way. They wait for me at the bottom. They know I'm a big wimp when it comes to going downhill. I don't want to fall down going 40 miles an hour. If I want to fall down, I'm going to fall down going 5 miles an hour. I'd rather not fall down though. Yeah, I love all Asian food too, as long as it's vegan. If I could find vegan like Chinese food, Korean food, Japanese food, Thai food, I'm down. Sweet potato fries. Yeah, we've been eating more sweet potatoes over the past few weeks for my bladder-friendly meals. You know, we kind of forgot about sweet potatoes for a while, honestly, and now we're buying them more regularly again. Miss them. Miss those nice sweet potatoes. Navia 420, you don't have to weigh that on your mind. Got to weigh that out versus forever chemicals that are going to get you. So weigh it all out. I can't give you the right answer there. Wow, late model. How did your grandfather, who I assume is not Chinese, oh, you had a grandfather that was connected to China somehow, right? He spoke like fluent Chinese or something like that. I remember some story like that. Am I right? And he's also a great. Tell me if I'm hallucinating a story here, like AI does. But so I assume it's that same grandfather is also a great Chinese food cook. Hey, Vondi, what's up? Good to see ya. Okay, that was it. He was born and raised in China for 18 years, so he picked up a lot then. Wow, that's awesome that he picked up cooking at a young age, because I sure as hell didn't pick up American cooking here in America by the time of 18 or even 58 for that matter. Ryan is AI. I'm hallucinating like AI. You're watching wrestling, Carmichael? That's cool. Let's see, Fulmar, you posted on subreddit Science a few years ago with a 100k comma for linking to a study on forever chemicals. Afterwards, everyone on the internet was talking about. Yeah, make some tater tots. That sounds really good right now, Carmichael. Luciana, why don't they call e-bikes electric manual hybrid bicycles? Because you know how hard it is to say electric manual hybrid bicycle? E-bike. E-bike. See, that's so much easier than electric manual hybrid bicycle. It doesn't roll off the tongue that well. Yeah, smash the like button, everyone, if you haven't smashed it. Thanks so much. Yeah, like, thumbs up, all the good stuff. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the notification bell to get all the notifications for all our everything, all our stuff, all of Angie's YouTube shorts. Vung Shemming Gaming, vegan diet is over. Care to elaborate? I'm on a vegan diet. I am not over. It is not over. If no one ate a vegan diet anymore, then your proposition might hold some truth to it right now. But vegan diets exist. I exist on a vegan diet, and most of us here in the live stream exist on a vegan diet. So if you want to rephrase your claim, we can discuss it in a rational manner. If you just want to leave a little trolley comment and be on your way, totally cool. Hey, it's your choice, you know. Hey Travis, they opened up a vegan, the Loving Hut. You guys know they're ran by that cult. What's it called? The Supreme Master, is that her name or something like that? Within walking distance to your house, awesome. Yeah, I go there once in a blue moon. I don't like the culty vibes and stuff like that, but yeah, you can find some cool examples of like Chinese-ish style like vegan stuff. All right, Vroosh Gaming. One last time to stop acting like a bot, and if you want to engage in a conversation with us, give us something to engage with. We're gonna sit there, oh, vegan diet is over, give it up. No, it's not over. I'm on one. I've been on one since 2010. It's not over. A lot of people here, most people here right now hanging out are on a vegan diet. It's not over. If you think it's over, great. You can go on and believe false things. If you're cool with believing things that are false, totally awesome, more power to you. Believe things that have no basis in reality. But vegan diets are not over. They're not done. They still exist. Millions of people worldwide, include yours truly, follow a plant-based vegan diet. And by the way, veganism is not a diet. In case you weren't aware, veganism is a It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not about, oh, I'm on a vegan diet. There's many ways one could be on a vegan diet. It's not like one way. Wrong button. It's not just like one way you can eat plants. There's healthy ways, unhealthy ways, middle of the road ways. So there's no such thing as a vegan diet is over. We eat plants. And the reason why we eat plants is because we are against animal cruelty and exploitation. So thanks for playing. The price is wrong. You got it wrong. Yeah, Mickey, I really don't know what the true numbers of the vegan total population is on planet Earth. I really don't know. I know it's in the millions. Not, I have no idea exactly what or how many. It's more than the 100,000s. It's in the millions. Yes, rest in peace, veganism, Carmichael. It's done. Should we just call it a quits since that guy said veganism's over? It's really starting to weigh on me now. Where'd he go again? Are you coming back? Yeah, Vrush Gaming. Yeah, veganism is dead. There it is. Should we quit veganism because of this guy, Vrush Gaming, said veganism's dead? I think that's a pretty compelling argument. What do you guys think? That's pretty convincing. Let me think of the argument. Veganism is dead. That's proposition one. Conclusion. Veganism is dead. That is some fucking logic there, bro. Man, you're just a rhetorical, philosophical titan there, man. Wow. I never thought of it like that. Premise one, veganism is dead. Conclusion, veganism is dead. That's pretty convincing. That's pretty good. I think I need to figure out something else, in life. I mean, I'll still be a music producer for sure, but yeah, you got it, man. You debunked veganism. Good job. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, we got to think now. What should your cult leaders start doing now that veganism is debunked? I'm still going to be a music producer, obviously, but I gotta move on from this whole happy, healthy vegan thing, this channel. I don't wish I do, Vrush Gaming, because you're so right. Veganism is dead. Why? Because veganism is dead. You got me. That's true, right? It's 100% true. Maybe I could do a channel about reviewing like electronics or something like that, or I could make a humor channel or something like that. I could be a video game streamer, even though I don't play video games or something like that. So what should I do, Carmichael? Take off the vegan shirt and delete the channel. Sorry, Ryan. You have to do this. I think I have to, right? You know what I'll do? Maybe I'll be like VD, right? I'll make a channel where I poke fun at vegans and go, look at that person. I'll freeze them. Look how stupid. Don't they know? Veganism is dead. How stupid of them to keep eating this vegan diet and having this stupid, insane, unsupportable belief that animals have some kind of inherent rights. They're moral agent. I mean, they have agency and therefore deserve moral worth from people. Yeah. I'm not gonna believe in anything like that. That's crazy. Who would ever think that animals should not be exploited? I mean, that's why they're here, right? That's why nature or God or whatever put the animals here. They're for us to exploit as we please. If you want to kick an animal in the face, totally cool, right? They don't deserve any rights or moral consideration. That guy's totally right. I am changing my ways tonight. So thank you so much for coming here and making this all clear to us. All right, we're done with that now. Let's move on. Not quitting veganism, of course. Carmichael, we just start eating meat for sure. Where should we start? So anyway, so Vondi, let's just say 1.5% of Americans are vegan. So that's 5 million Americans alone. And we're not even counting the maybe 2% of people that are vegan in Great Britain or something like that. It adds up. There's millions of us. I could become a breatharian. That's always an option. Yeah, Carmichael, I'll just zoom on vegans' faces and say their lips look weird, their hair is not thick enough. Oh my God, this vegan has aged since they started their channel 10 years ago. Look at it, they aged 10 years in that 10 years, shows you how unhealthy a vegan diet is. I can do stuff like that, huh? So, Still waiting for anyone lurking like that guy. Just give us some reasons why you think you do instead of just spouting some crap, like a bot, engage with some kind of argument or evidence or something other than, veganism, like, okay, that's your belief. Now support it, is it that difficult? Yeah, time to get Butcher Box to sponsor me now, huh? Yeah, have their people hook up with my people. Okay, they get faxed over a contract. We'll get back and we'll do lunch. Hey, Heartedly Tin Man Adonis, how are you doing, man? So what's this about bananas now? Their narrative regarding dangerous, deadly bananas changed after people realized nobody was dying from bananas. It changed from too much dangerous potassium to bananas are not the best source of potassium. I mean, whoever said bananas were the best source of potassium? They're known as being a good source of potassium. Is there a quote-unquote best source? I mean, who says you have to get the best one? Like, as long as bananas provide easy to eat, easy digestible potassium, then eat it. In fact, I've been eating a lot of bananas since I got my bladder infection because they're easy to digest. They're not tough on digestion or the bladder or anything like that. And they're a great source of potassium, an electrolyte, which the body can be in need of during times of like bodily stress, like what I've been going through. I told you, I got some coconut water today to get some additional electrolytes. I feel great. I should have bought some coconut water weeks ago. I'm stupid. At least I'm not stupid. I'm glad I figured things out eventually. Like I said, I should have started probiotics last week when I ended antibiotics. I didn't. I waited a week. I feel stupid. Again, I'm glad I only waited just a week. All these things I should have done. At least I'm doing them and I'm feeling better. Let's see. What is that, Vondi? Bordeaux butt paste? What are you talking about there? I know about like Bordeaux wine, but what about butt paste? Man, I don't know what you guys are talking about. AJ, what's that big bag balm is good too? What is Travis asking about here? Let me see if I can get in. Oh, what do you guys use on your hands in the winter? Okay, that's what that butt paste was. Okay, your hands are splitting and bleeding. Vaseline. Let's see. Aquaphor, I've never heard of that. Aloe. Okay. Shea butter, thick cream on hands, and wear gloves overnight. Wow, you guys have some good remedies or treatments or whatever to deal with how the cold affects your hands. The cold and dry weather affects your hands. Okay, Vondi, you started using electrolytes in your water and it definitely made a difference. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I just got one little box of it today. I'm already maybe halfway through it. I'm hoping I can, maybe, have it last another day or two, then go back and get some more. Because I think it's done something. My system feels better today than it has for the past week. Even though I'm further along in healing, but I think it actually did something good. Coconut oil contains lauric acid, which is an edible antibacterial compound. Now, I don't think I had any coconut oil in the house because, I'm avoiding that for its cholesterol raising effects due to the saturated fat. But in the short term, the cholesterol is a lower concern if you want to have some antibiotics in you before you actually get the stuff from the doctor. Jana, wow, I never heard of that problem. Your hair is too thick, even in the winter. It makes it too hot to sleep indoors. How do you deal with sleeping with with thick, such thick hair, and especially in the summertime? Wow, you guys know so much more about how to protect your hands in cold, dry weather than I'll ever know. See, that's what I tell you, I don't understand. I would be a total fish out of water living in some of these climates that you guys are in right now. I'm just totally used to a mild Mediterranean climate where it doesn't get too crazy cold like that. It doesn't snow here. Never snows here. I mean, Knock on wood. Hopefully climate change won't get that nuts really soon, but it just doesn't snow here. It doesn't get that cold. I mean, a cold day is when it gets into the 30s. It doesn't even get like to freezing here. That's a rare day when you see it, like maybe the overnight low is going to be like 37 or something like that. It's like, wow, that's crazy cold. Wow. Yeah, all these cold weather winter tips, right? Uncle, you and I here in our coastal Mediterranean climates, we're just like you know, we have one. We're in the same one, Uncle and I. But yeah, we're all like going, wow, what is this talk of? This is like speaking another language or describing like being on Mars or something like that. I just have no comprehension what this is like. Oh, good old Mount Tam and your old stomping grounds, Burn gets a snow dusting every couple years. Yeah, it's pretty close to the coast, which keeps the temperatures down. Yeah, I mean now not down, but insulated from the hottest hots, the coldest colds. Mediterranean climate. People don't think of like the Bay Area as a Mediterranean climate, but it pretty much is. Let's see, Mickey's talking about the war on bananas was reminiscent of the war on cannabis. Fake doctors and fake scientists pretending that you can die if you consume them. The lies went on for decades. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. So much stuff like don't eat bananas. All that potassium's going to kill you because all the people that have died from banana potassium overdose. No, you couldn't do it. I remember I explained it on the doctors when I went on that show. You'd have to eat like an insane an amount of bananas in such a short amount of time. It's physically impossible to ingest so many bananas. You couldn't do it, you know. It's yeah, but yeah, people get ill from foods other than bananas all the time. I still have it. I'm sure it happens. I haven't heard of it. I don't follow all the science and research on it, but I would venture a wager that more people get ill from foods like meat and dairy than like bananas and potatoes. I feel sorry for all you cold weather vegans out there. I'm sorry. You gotta have to deal with these weird things that Uncle and I don't know. Yeah, it's something like that, Uncle. With some like insane, physically impossible amount of bananas to eat in a short time like that. It just can't happen. Oh, so Janet, use an air conditioner even in the wintertime. Because yeah, we haven't had ours on for months. Now the overnight temperature is awesome. Just put an extra blanket on. It feels good. I like it when it's cold. It's hard for me as a big dude to sleep when it's too warm. I mean, I felt kind of bad. Like, gee, it's like October and I still have the air conditioner on at night. Because yeah, if not, it'd still be like 71 in our bedroom. I like it, and I like to see a 6 in front of my number when I sleep, like 65, 68, something like that. I don't like to see a 7, or God forbid an 8 in 80s. Oh no, AJ, you guys are talking about these things you can protect yourself with. You just read the ingredients of O'Keefe's and it has beeswax in it. Okay, so that's not a good option there. I'm sure there's plenty that don't have that. Travis, we have wildfires and earthquakes, so he'll take the cold. Well, it's different. The cold is like, part of the climate. The wildfires and earthquakes, those are like, weird, just you don't know when something like that's going to happen. In the winter it's going to get cold. You can plan for that. You can't really plan for an earthquake that well. Wildfires are things you can try to do to minimize or mitigate your situation where you live at and stuff like that. But yeah, those are frightening things. But yeah, I mean, if you don't live near like say like mountains or hills, Travis, yeah, you're not going to get a wildfire, Earthquakes, though, yeah, they can hit anywhere, anytime. They literally can hit anywhere on the planet anytime. But yeah, California is, you're more likely to experience an earthquake in California than any other state, except for, I think, Alaska. Okay, I don't know about any of these things. So Uncle saying lanolin, I've heard of it. I don't know what it is. I don't think I've ever seen it. Lanolin isn't vegan either. Okay, Travis is giving more some advice of which of these ointments or whatever have beeswax and which ones don't. Awesome. Good. I'm glad AJ got some good advice there. Yeah, thanks, Travis. I'll have to check. The pump bottle one has beeswax. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, not cool that they have. Yeah, the other ones might not. Yeah, one line might have it, the other might not. So, okay, he says, yeah, the one in the round container you think doesn't have the beeswax. Cool. Cool. I'm glad you're giving some good info for AJ there, Travis. Awesome. Let's see. What's that, Uncle? A new study by the Journal of the American Heart Association. You can't trust them, you know. Science people, they're biased. Anyway, I'm just joking. Has found that plant-based diets could help to prevent and reverse a specific type of heart disease in hypertension patients. Wow, interesting. Huh. I'll check that out. That sounds great, you know. Being an older dude now, you know, you never know if this vegan diet stuff's really gonna like be a factor in like, you know, your probabilities of, you know, surviving long. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Michael, that you broke your glass kombucha bottle. What are you going to do? You're just going to leave it there till morning or clean it up right now? It might be too cold and dark to clean it up. You'll probably be okay to get it in the morning. Don't cut yourself, though. That's even more reason to maybe grab it in the morning. But then could someone else like accidentally cut themselves out there? Sounds like a bad situation, Carmichael. What's that, Uncle? More news from September 2026. The Council of Fashion Designers of America, didn't even know there's such a council, will no longer permit the inclusion of animal fur in collections featured on the official New York Fashion Week schedule. That's a win. That's awesome. Wow. New York Fashion Week, you're basically saying at New York Fashion Week, none of the models and stuff, or people, whatever, will be wearing any animal furs? That's awesome. That's a huge win. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome. See, vegan activism, I'm sure had some hand in that. Ryan, not Diane. I'll make a little shirt for that, huh? Hey, Blood Rose. Hey, it's all cool. You didn't miss anything. I'm glad you came. You haven't been here? Felt like you've been here. It's all good. Let's see. What else did I miss you guys talking about here? Let's see what time it is. Let's see how it is. An hour and a half in, basically. How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, I might get going a little bit early tonight. Just I need to take care of a few odd things this evening, but nothing bad. Nothing bad. Everything cool. Yeah, one thing is what to have for dinner, because yeah, I told we had Angie made us that sushi rice, the avocado sushi for lunch, but that was a little while ago. It was maybe like I start my live streams at 6. We probably had that about 4:30, and it was felt pretty good. But I'm sure we're gonna want to eat something a little more than just that. It's like not going to go to bed on something at 8 at 4 o'clock or something like that. So we got to figure out some kind of dinner. I learned that beans are a little, I'd be concerned about certain beans. White beans are totally fine, least tricky fiber to digest or whatever's in the beans. I forgot what the specific thing is. It could have been the fibers. Anyway, the dark beans, I got to be a little more cautious about them. Maybe slowly introduce like black beans and stuff. But yeah, the white beans are good. And I think I can digest kale all right. I should look that up. So maybe we'll make a Tuscan kale pilaf. I haven't had one of those in a while. That's been I think this has been one of the longest gaps in me having had Tuscan kale pilaf. I told you, we used to make it like, pretty much once a week, like clockwork. And yeah, I haven't had it since I've had my bladder situation. So yeah, maybe some TKP tonight. So yeah, Angie and I need to collaborate at that. So I probably might need to help a little bit. Read your previous comment, Raw Spiritual Goddess. Let me see. Hello, Diane. Hey, my beautiful... Oh, Ryan. That's it. Hey, Ryan. Hey, my beautiful vegans. Does it make you crazy how humans cry about what the elites do, but they enslave animals? Most people don't think of themselves as animal enslavers because, in honesty, most people are not enslaving animals. They're paying others, like, animal agriculture industry to enslave the animals. So most people being removed from seeing the reality of what actually needs to happen in order for their meat and animal products to reach their table to eat. Yeah, I don't think most people fully realize, or at least they don't want to realize. They don't want to think about the reality of how animals are bred into existence, kept in horrific conditions, and then just slaughtered like with no care about them whatsoever. Their entire life, for that matter, let alone slaughter. Yeah, people don't want to know about that. They don't like to hear about that. They like to hear about, if you raise an animal locally, then it's somehow totally fine to do bad things to it, treat it horribly, unalive it. It's totally cool. I don't see the logic of that. And if you do it with respect, they make up these stupid mental gymnastic rules in their heads. But yeah, anyway, watch my video from yesterday. Late model, you need to have some TKP in your life. Have you ever tried that recipe before, late model? If you haven't, I won't be offended or anything, but let me know, because yeah, that's like, I told you, a staple around this house here. TKP, that's my name. That's what Angie and I call the Tuscan kale pilaf, the TKP. Yeah, our one of our most staple meals, which I kind of miss. But yeah, I think I just got to make sure I can eat kale. I guess we wouldn't be able to put in the sun-dried tomatoes, but it's such a small amount. I don't think that'd be an irritant right now. And if I didn't have them in there this one time, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. Oh, you got to make it one time, late model. You got to see what Angie and I have been eating like once a week for like the past like 7-8 years, maybe. I'm not sure. What's that? Norer? The 80-10 diet is the only thing keeping us sane. You talking Doug Graham's fruitarian thing there? That's making a lot of people think not that clearly, I've noticed. Calling people like me cooked food addicts and, what else, Okay, AJ, it's a staple at your house too. Yeah, I want you guys to all be able to enjoy the magic and wonder of Tuscan kale pilaf. Super easy to make. Just clean some rice, put some kale in there, put in maybe some mushrooms if you want, some sun-dried tomatoes, put in some nooch, a little Bragg's amino acids or soy sauce, another spice or two if you want. You don't have to, like some peppers or something like that. If you have a hot or instant pot, I should say, put in there, hit start, come back in 21 odd minutes, done. It's such an easy recipe. I can assemble it in like 3 minutes, put it in the Instant Pot, walk away, do some housework or watch the Lakers or whatever, come back and it's done. So awesome. I really don't think about that too much, Carmichael, but about sugar, I really don't have sugar all that much, to be honest with you, and we don't own any white sugar here. It's like Angie has some brown sugar in the cabinet or whatever it's called. So I don't. It's not something that crosses my mind much. When I go places, I don't really buy like sugar. It's like I drink water or wine, or something like that once in a while. But when I'm going places, I either bring my own water or ask for some water. So I'm not really thinking of sugar all that much. And a lot of sugar too is high fructose corn syrup, which I don't know if it has that same problem or not. As opposed, I don't know. I don't think about sugar. It's not something I'm thinking about much. Okay, cool. You too, AJ. You're living the happy, healthy vegan lifestyle. Then you're making the TKP in your IP, the Tuscan kale pilaf in your Instant Pot. Awesome. Yeah, you got a little piece of our life going on there too. Something we're really glad to share because it's such a delicious meal, really healthy meal, really easy to make meal. And damn, that sounds really good right now. I'll have to talk to Angie about that. What's that, no rare? Walking towards that recipe isn't going to function for your old desires. What are you talking about? I did like. Do you talk about dehydrated kale chips? That was fun. That was something we used to make a lot in the past. Haven't made them lately. It's a lot of work. That's why. But when we make them, we never have regrets. They're really delicious. Yeah, maybe Angie will make some dehydrated kale chips again in the dehydrator. That sounds really good. No, do I consume salt? Again, it's one of those things where I don't think we have any salt in the house. I don't think, and if we do, we don't use it on anything. Maybe we have some old salts tucked away somewhere. So we don't cook with salt. And I try to avoid salty foods. But yeah, sometimes I'll have stuff with salt. Sometimes when I buy my almonds at the store, they'll be roasted. And if I can't find, I try to find like light salted, but sometimes I can't find that. But yeah, I'll get light salted nuts, and I'll get some, like if I get like say like for Thanksgiving, I went crazy. Even though I had my bladder infection thing, I got some Impossible like chicken patty thing that Angie put like gravy on. It was salty as fuck. I probably shouldn't have had it, but yeah, I mean, I'll get salt in others, foods that are made by other people and stuff. But yeah, we don't cook with salt. Not a huge fan of salt, but I'm not fearful of salt either. So I'm kind of like a middle path attitude towards salt, if you will. Let's see, Carmichael. Damn, Ryan, you don't season rice with salt? Salt on potatoes? No. Often we'll season it with something like, say, um, like some like herbes de Provence or lemon pepper or something like that. Things that are a little more fun than salt. For all I know, maybe there's a tiny bit of salt in those, but no, I just don't pour salt onto potatoes or anything like that. Yeah, stew. That sounds really good right now, Carl. I could have some of that, please. Yeah, lemon pepper. You know what I'm talking about, late model. Yeah. Yeah, if you like salt, try some lemon pepper. You might find yourself not buying salt much anymore. But right now, yeah, lemon pepper's tough on me. Like peppers and citrusy things like lemon are to be avoided. Those are high bladder irritant foods, so I haven't had any lemon pepper for a while. Yeah, I hope Bill's okay. But there was a Laker game tonight. They're getting slaughtered because they played last night on the road in Toronto, then had to fly into Boston today. They didn't have their best player, Luka Doncic. He had to go home to Europe because his wife had a baby, so they let him off. So he missed last night, he missed tonight. LeBron didn't play tonight because he played last night. He's 40. He doesn't play back-to-back games. So the Lakers are tired, missing two of their best players, and they were getting clobbered when I watched. It started early, like at 4 o'clock our time because they're playing in Boston. Anyway, yeah, Bill's probably watching. Hopefully that's what Bill's doing tonight. He's watching the Lakers and, got caught up in the excitement of the Lakers getting their asses handed to them by the Celtics tonight. A road-weary Laker team on the second night of a tough back-to-back schedule. What's that, Raw spiritual goddess? You respect elites more than any non-vegan truthers, that's for sure. The truthers. What are the truthers again? I forgot what you're referring to with that. But the elites, what elites are you talking about? Like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and stuff like that? I don't really have a whole lot of respect for those fellows. Let's see, what's that late model? Well, your world has a whole spice line with no salt, sugar. Good for them. That sounds good. Yeah, like I said, I don't seek out sugar and salt and intentionally try to put it on my food or anything like that. Cayenne on everything, Nikki. Yeah, see, you don't have to use salt. There's other ways to flavor up your food. Um, Molasses cookie does sound pretty good right now, Heidi, huh? Ah. You call cayenne sneeze powder at your house, and you guys like that, huh? Nikki and AJ sneeze powder. Hmm. Yeah, I'm starting to feel bit on the hungry side. I think the sushi was good, but I could use a little more of that avocado than just avocado sushi. I'll see what Angie's how she's feeling in a little bit here. But I'll probably wind this up pretty soon because got to make sure I'm well fed and want my body to get all these great nutrients so it'll recover quicker. I was searching around on the internet seeing if the way I'm eating I asked some AIs too if the way I'm eating, a whole food plant-based diet, and specifically focusing on the lower bladder irritant version of that, will that aid and assist and maybe facilitate and accelerate my recovery, from the antibiotics and the whatever, if I might have got a raw bladder or something like that from the infection. So yeah, absolutely. So there's no doubt there's benefits because I'm feeding it all these great prebiotic foods like bananas and potatoes, stuff I'm eating all the time, oatmeal. Yeah, I'm eating all these prebiotic foods all the time without realizing. I didn't realize, some of my favorite foods are prebiotics, which is, I think it means that's the food that your gut flora that'll be growing or feeding on or want to feed on. And then I'm putting the probiotics in on top of that to help everything out. So, eating the way I do is he said the best way to rejuvenate your gut again. So cool. Another reason I'm glad I'm vegan. There's so many. It's for the animals, but there's so many benefits for you as a person as well. So this is one of them. I can't imagine what carnivore people would have to do. How would they eat if they got a bladder infection? Speaking of which, you guys know, is Jordan Peterson still in a coma or really messed up in the hospital or something like that? Have you guys heard about that? You guys told me when he got ill and something like that. I haven't heard anything about it. Is he okay now? Anyone know? Like I said, I don't wish ill on him, I don't think he's a good person, but that doesn't mean I want to pass on or anything like that. You have no desserts in the house, AJ. Well, it's too cold to go get some right now, probably, right? Maybe tomorrow you'll have a little break in the weather when it's a little warmer, 28 degrees or something like that. You can run out and get some snacks. I know what it's like. I miss kind of munching on weird little snacks at night too, like the vegan banana bread from Trader Joe's. I looked on the back. Now there's weird, I think some acids in there or something like that I don't want to mess with. Yeah, I haven't had any chocolate, Uncle. Sometimes I'll munch on a little bit of Angie's chocolate, but no, there's things in the chocolate that are not supposed to mess with your irritated system right now, so I'm not having any of that. He is awful, Jordan Peterson. I'm trying to be charitable and nice. I'm not trying to say something bad of a guy who's ill. I don't like him. He is pretty awful, saying all this crap about us vegans, but I don't want to pass on. I want him to recover. But yeah, I guess you guys haven't heard anything if he's gotten better or not. No, I don't want to eat the banana bread right now, Carmichael. Really, look at the ingredients on the Trader Joe's banana bread. There's some stuff in there. It's just not good if you have a compromised gut right now, like I do. I mean, it's just hard to digest, could cause irritation. And the number one goal right now for me is just to get it healed, to get it stronger, so I can eat all this stuff later on again. But right now, not gonna. I want to just sacrifice a little bit now in order to accelerate the healing process so I can just kind of get back to normal. Like I said, next week, I'm hoping to return to the gym, shoot non-jump shot basket shots, just close in free throw line once I'm warmed up. Don't leave my feet. Don't chase after rebounds. Walk around the court a few times to get warmed up, stuff like that. Then, just want to slowly get back into what, sort of like a normal routine for me. It's been tough, I'm like late model here. We kind of depend on the gym and exercise to let off a lot of steam and anxiety about life and, not be able to have that for a while. It's been a bit challenging. So, looking forward to next week. Hopefully that'll happen. Let's see. How tall am I, Raw Spiritual Goddess? When I'm barefoot, I'm 6'4.5". If I have any kind of shoes on, I'm 6'5" or above. So that's kind of where I call it. It depends when you catch me. Most likely you'll see me with some footwear on. So if you were to catch me, you would see me standing 6'5". And with my basketball shoes on, my Nike ones, I'm really tall. I'm sure I'm well over 6'5". But when I'm wearing my Zero basketball shoes, XERO, that brand, they're not as high performance. They're not as dynamic. I'm probably a solid 6'5" in those. Carmichael, I don't do any of that stuff right now. I can't do that. I can't do stuff that like really stresses tendons right now. What you're talking about, like plyometric stuff, no, that's completely off limits for me right now. At least till the end of the year, I can't do explosive things. I mean, I could, but I'm at higher risk of having a tendon injury right now. So no, nothing of the sort. You know, I told you I don't even want to do any jump shots. I'm just going to go do some set shots on the basketball court. Just kind of get back in the rhythm and flow of it. Just, you know, dribbling exercises where I don't like cross over and change direction. Just keep it chill, keep it safe, go straight, go slow. Pretend I'm old. You don't have to pretend that hard. Just old and slow right now. After I get better, Carmichael, I'm just going to play it by ear. I don't know how much more I'm going to do as far as plyometric workouts go in the future, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure. Like it's a lot of dedication to get back into that plyometric training mindset, you know, for like vertical and jumping and dunking and stuff like that. I think now at age 58, almost 58 and a half, I think I'm ready just to like I've been working on other aspects of my game other than the vert stuff and the plyometrics. I've been like working on other basketball skills that, in all honesty, like really just benefit me more when I'm playing games, you know, like, you know, going for a dunk, you know, it doesn't really happen when I play a game, you know, I do it without anyone on the court. I really have to, like, you know, I need a clear path. I need everything to work out right, you know? So yeah, I'm working on other things like crossovers, changes of direction, you know, things like that that are a little safer and actually cash out easier and more realistically in games and stuff. Oh, Ramsey, I'm at temporary high risk of tendon injuries because I got a bladder infection about 3 weeks ago or so, whatever, roughly, and I had to take an antibiotic that one of its risks is, I read from the package, oh yeah, your tendons are at risk right now, but I didn't realize that even afterwards, after you're done with the ciprofloxacin, that for the first week after stopping your ciprofloxacin, that you're at higher risk, a lot. It's still the same risk you were when you're on it. You're still at that same risk for the first week after that, and that risk steadily decreases over time, even for the next month. I basically have the rest of this year written off. I'm not going to play any more basketball games. My goal is just to get back. You know, next week, baby steps. Go and shoot, no jump shots, nothing further than like say the free throw line or anything like that. Don't chase after rebounds. Next week, see how that goes. Maybe I'll start doing some jump shots. I'm still not going to change direction. I can't do plyometrics. I can't do sprinting. Sometime after the new year, I can probably start doing that stuff again and maybe eventually start playing games, maybe, you know, late January or something like that. So I just got to be mindful. I'm older too. You know, I don't recover as well as a young person, but even a person in the prime of his or her health and life. If you have an Achilles tendon injury, that's easy, 6 if not 12 months injured, you're out, you know? So I don't want to risk that because I was too anxious to get back after being on antibiotics that are known to put you at higher risk of tendon injury. So that's why I'm just trying to play it safe. I'm not a huge fan of swimming, and they do have a pool at my gym. If I really needed a low impact workout, I'll consider that. I have an exercise bike here too in one of the rooms that I never use, you know, so I could do that as well. So I got to start getting back into it. So I'm just going to get back slowly, safely, at my own pace. Okay, there's no hurry. I'm not on any team. I have no games planned or any goals I have to reach by a certain time. My goal is just to stay healthy now so I can be healthy later on in life. And getting an injury right now that would put me out for a long time would go against that. All right, guys, I think it's time for me to start getting going soon here, guys. Get some dinner planned with my wife and just get back to her. So, guys, thanks, Uncle and Peter, for defending us from the one person who debunked veganism tonight. It was a close one there. Veganism was just barely hanging on by a thread, but I think we barely squeaked by tonight. So hooray for that. Veganism survives one more Friday night live stream. Oh. And for all you guys, be like me, be safe. Yes, have a good evening, a good weekend. Stay safe. Don't get hurt or anything like that. Just try to be chill, get through the holidays. It's a weird time of the year. A lot of people are doing weird things. A lot of people get really angry and upset. So yeah, try not to trigger anyone who's going to try to cause you harm or anything like that. Just be chill, just coast safely and happily and peacefully through the holidays. But no sense to bid you adieu for the holidays. You're going to see me next Friday too. That's the plan. So yeah, hopefully next week I will have a good video for you. So Peter, I'll look in my inbox and see what you've been sending me for the past few weeks when I haven't been making too many videos. Hopefully I have a nice little backlog to sort through and choose from. So yeah, keep sending me those vids, Peter. Much appreciated. I'll check out freezoe.org to free Zoe to write Gavin Newsom, my governor, to have some leniency on a peaceful vegan activist whose punishment doesn't match your crime, at least not in any way I see it. So yeah, guys, check that out, freezoe.org. Is that right? Z-O-E, free, ZOE.org. Is that right, Peter? And again, thanks everyone for spending your Friday night, or in some cases, your Saturday mornings with me and all of us here on this Happy Healthy Vegan live stream. I really appreciate your being here. I appreciate seeing you guys and seeing your thoughts and sharing your lives and your opinions and experiences and stories with me. I really like it. So thank you guys. Hope you guys don't mind my weird ramblings as well too. All right, guys. So yeah, check it out. New Love Spiral song. I even didn't link to it now. It shows you how kind of like mellow I am still. I'm still not fully energized yet. But yeah, next week, maybe I'll show you our new song that just dropped yesterday. Drift Begins. I'll play you some of the video next week too, when I'm hopefully feeling more energetic. But yeah, I'm really chill right now. I want to go get some food, get some rest. And I'll see you guys next week on this live stream, and hopefully with the video before then as well. So like, subscribe, and get notified to make sure you don't miss anything. And until next time, guys, remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. Oh, by the way, thank you, AJ and Michael, for your super chat tips today. Thanks so much. Much appreciated, as always, guys. It doesn't go unnoticed. We really appreciate your help, guys. Thanks so much, guys. Peace out. Veganism survives.